After a few days, Bhagavan asked him what mode of spiritual practice he was ready to take up. Vishwanathan replied that from childhood he was drawn to the Gayatri Mantra, one of the holiest Hindu mantras, and that he had been chanting it. Bhagavan replied, "That is very good, but you must practice it sincerely, every day, at a particular time, totally attuning yourself with it." Bhagavan then took Vishwanathan behind Ramanashramam to a small cave on the hill. If one sits there, one can view Arunachala on the eastern and western sides without the discomfort of the burning sun. Bhagavan told him, "There is a particular time when you should do the japa. I will come and inspect your practice, so be very disciplined about it." Vishwanatha Swami actually took me to that cave, and I was elated when he said, "Bhagavan did come and check, those were not merely words." However, being completely engrossed in his japa, Vishwanatha Swami was not aware that Bhagavan checked many times to make sure that he was capable of fulfilling his commitment. Vishwanatha Swami lived with Bhagavan from 1923 to 1927 doing arduous practice. This was the period of effulgence and of effort. The Guru bestows his grace when the disciple sincerely makes the effort. Vishwanatha Swami was not sure how far he had progressed. And so he asked Bhagavan, "Bhagavan, how can I rise above my present animal instincts? My own efforts have proven futile. I am convinced that only a superior power can transform me." Bhagavan replied with great compassion, "Yes, you are right. It is by awakening a power higher and mightier than the senses and the mind that these can be subdued. If you awaken and nurture the growth of that higher power within you, everything else will unfold mystically. One should sustain the current of meditation uninterruptedly. Moderation in food and similar restraints taken up studiously and judiciously will be helpful in maintaining inner poise." Bhagavan added, "Vishwanatha, do not mingle with people who come here. Do not waste time socializing, talking with people, and also getting attached. Keep your talking to the minimum." Vishwanatha Swami devoutly adhered to Bhagavan's words, so much so that whenever he spoke, his voice was almost inaudible. He restricted his movements to going to the town to beg for food. Some old devotees told me that Vishwanatha Swami was known for his soft-spoken demeanor and restrained movement. I want to share a very interesting incident which Vishwanatha Swami described to me about this important stage of his life. After 4 months of him coming to Bhagavan, a letter arrived from Dindigul stating that Vishwanatha Swami's father was coming for a visit. Vishwanatha Swami showed this letter to Bhagavan, who said, "Vishwanatha, your family is also coming. Go to the railway station, receive them, but do not talk to your father without my presence. Receive them and drop them in the town where they have arranged for a house to stay in. As for you, go back to your cave and keep doing your japa. I will come and inspect your practice, so be very disciplined about it." Vishwanatha Swami's father, Ramaswamy, did not know Bhagavan's spiritual stature. He knew him as Venkataraman, a runaway relative who had taken to ascetic life. At that time, the old hall at Ramanashramam was being built, and so Bhagavan and the others had moved to a mantapam across the road. When Vishwanatha Swami's father went there and saw Bhagavan, he could at once sense his spiritual stature. The next moment, he prostrated before him in absolute awe and devotion. Then, Bhagavan sent word to Vishwanathan. As advised, he came and prostrated before his father and stood next to him with folded hands and bent head. Ramaswamy was very angry. He turned to Vishwanatha and said, "All this is enough. Now pack up and come with me. That is why we have come, to take you back to Dindigul." A stony silence pervaded the mantapam. Bhagavan looked at Ramaswamy and said, "Vishwanatha has taken to the path of surrender and self-purification." Ramaswamy was not fully satisfied. Bhagavan reasoned with him, "Allow Vishwanatha to stay here, it will do him good." This word worked like magic and the father melted. He looked at Bhagavan and his paternal instincts influenced him to plead with Bhagavan. "If Bhagavan takes the responsibility of Vishwanatha's spiritual fulfillment, I will have no objection in leaving him here." There was complete silence again. Vishwanatha never expected this and everyone looked at Bhagavan. Bhagavan compassionately turned and made this declaration in public. "Yes, I will take the entire responsibility of Vishwanatha's spiritual growth." In Chinnaswamy's case,
Bhagavan assured his mother in private that he would take the responsibility for Chinna Swami, but with Viswanatha Swami, he declared this in public. However, these are not two isolated instances. When we sincerely dedicate ourselves to practice, it is Bhagavan's assurance, even now, that he will take the entire responsibility of each one's spiritual fulfillment. Remember Bhagavan's holy words? The effort of the seeker and the grace of the Guru are synonymous and simultaneous. Our part is only to make the effort. Vishwanatha Swami was extremely happy. His arduous practice had begun. Bhagavan took him along during his walks and explained to him the verses that he had composed on jnana, wisdom, and bhakti, devotion. Bhagavan took complete care of him. Vishwanatha Swami later told me that being alone with Bhagavan and having his words explained exclusively to him were the greatest boons that he received from Bhagavan. One day when Bhagavan and Vishwanatha were cutting vegetables, Bhagavan told him, "You should be capable of making use of even dust. At the same time, you should also be able to reject the entire cosmos as nothing but mere dust."